Which one do you want me to release to you, Barabbas or Jesus, who is called Christ? For he knew it was out of envy that they had handed Jesus over to him. While Pilate was sitting on the judge's seat, his wife sent him this message: "Don't have anything to do with that innocent man, for I have suffered a great deal today in a dream because of him." But the chief priest and the elders persuaded the crowd to ask for Barabbas and to have Jesus executed. "Which of the two do you want me to release to you?" asked the governor. "Barabbas," they answered. "What shall I do then with Jesus, who is called Christ?" Pilate asked. They all answered, "Crucify him." "Why? What crime has he committed?" asked Pilate. But they shouted all the louder, "Crucify him." When Pilate saw that he was getting nowhere, but that instead an uproar was starting, he took water and washed his hands in front of the crowd. "I am innocent of this man's blood," he said. "It is your responsibility." All the people answered, "Let his blood be on us and on our children." Then he released Barabbas to them, but he had Jesus flogged and handed him over to be crucified. The king crowned with thorns. He is then led to the place of crucifixion. Then the governor's soldiers took Jesus into the Praetorium and gathered the whole company of soldiers around him. They stripped him and put a scarlet robe on him, and then twisted together a crown of thorns and set it on his head. They put a staff in his right hand and knelt in front of him and mocked him. "Hail, King of the Jews," they said. They spit on him and took the staff and struck him on the head again and again. After they had mocked him, they took off the robe and put his own clothes on him. Then they led him away to crucify him. Jesus crucified. As they were going out, they met a man from Cyrene named Simon, and they forced him to carry the cross. They came to a place called Golgotha, which means the place of the skull. There they offered Jesus wine to drink mixed with gall, but after tasting it, he refused to drink it. When they had crucified him, they divided up his clothes by casting lots, and sitting down, they kept watch over him there. Above his head, they placed the written charge against him: "This is Jesus, the King of the Jews." 2 robbers were crucified with him. Night sessions were illegal. A verdict of guilty could not be rendered on the same day as the conclusion of the trial. It had to be given on the next day. The search for hostile testimony was illegal. No accused could be convicted on his own evidence, yet they sought replies and admissions from Christ to condemn him. No valid legal evidence was presented against him. After Pilate declared Christ innocent, his subsequent acts were all contrary to the letter and spirit of Roman law. The order of events at the crucifixion, the arrival at Golgotha, the offer of the stupefying drink is refused. Jesus is crucified between 2 thieves. He utters the first cry from the cross: "Father, forgive." The soldiers part his garments. The Jews mock Jesus. The thieves rail at him, but one repents and believes. The second cry from the cross: "Today you will be with me." The third cry: "Dear woman, here is your son." The darkness. The fourth cry: "My God." The fifth cry: "I am thirsty." The sixth cry: "It is finished." The seventh cry: "Father, into your hands." And our Lord dismisses his spirit. A few late manuscripts lots that the words spoken by the prophet might be fulfilled. They divided my garments among themselves and cast lots for my clothing. These accounts supplement but do not contradict each other. No one of the evangelist quotes the entire inscription. All have the King of the Jews. Matthew and Luke add to this the further words, this is. Matthew quotes the name Jesus, while John gives the additional words,